Hello, so this is a new video for the Arduino PLC IDE, and I found few cool things which we can even talk about. So one is the different layout, which we can set it up from the Windows menu. So we can change it from cascade to tile, tile to cascade, and different options we have. So this is a good feature, and whichever the selection we have, that will be highlighted, and for that we can be able to change it in any of the things. So yeah, so these are the different options. Another thing which I found is how we can just outline a part of the code which should not be get executed, and for that we have something called if-def command, which has to be put into the curly braces, and then what it will do, it will just kind of comment it out or put it out of the execution from the from from the code side. So that particular code will not get executed, and we have to close it by the end of in the curly braces. Just thing is, we have to put everything in the capital letters because it is little case sensitive, but it will not work directly here as it is. As if you see, it gives a compiler error. We have to go into project options, and we have to enable the feature. uh, then once we apply it, then particular things will get implemented. So once we do the compile, it will go out of the error. So this is one of the good thing, one of the new feature which I found, so I thought to get it shared. Another good feature which I found is to have multiple variable created at the same time. So when we go to the variable, we have option to create multiple. We just have to give the prefix, suffix, name, so whatever we put there, and it will give me the example also on the bottom. If you see, so whatever the items we give, based on that it will create the number of variables which we define. So right now, if I have given it here the number as 10, we can select the data type, which kind of data type it will be, and whether it will be constant or not, so that also we can choose. And example will created here, that how it will be shown. Once we click OK, it will create number of variables which we have defined here. So that is also a cool feature. Yeah, few more things which are there is something like we can generate the different kind of reports. So the options given for generating the report as variable used, variable unused. So these are good options. So if you see in the tool, we have option to generate a variable report, unused report, and different of the. So currently what I checked is the global variable report. When we click, it will generate all the variables which are used as a global variable, and we can create this particular report from there. Another thing is for the unused report. So let me create one variable uh, which will not be utilized anywhere, and let's see if it gives the report for the unused variables. Okay, so let me now check. So it is not coming in the variable report, global variable report. Okay, and in the unused variable report, okay, so it should actually come here because we have not utilized it, but I think this will get improved in the particular versions, new versions of the ID, and right now it is not coming. I just try to compile it and see whether after compilation it gives or not. But no, it is not coming there. Okay, so we'll check for another option for the POUs to see if unused POUs are coming or not. So in the unused PO report right now nothing is coming, even though so let me create a new program which will not be used anywhere. And then so this particular thing is also right now not coming, so maybe we will see in the later version of this particular ID when maybe it will be just put as a placeholder, it will get integrated later. Okay, uh, another thing is the import EDS. Let me try this import EDS part. So let me choose some EDS file and I'll see whether it imports or not. Now I think this is also not getting imported, so maybe it is also placeholder, or maybe it is not supporting all kind of EDS files. Okay, so we will check maybe this in the upcoming versions. So yeah, it is telling that it is an invalid not found file format, so some errors are there. So anyhow, so let's check another feature like a custom tools. Right now it is empty. In order to set it up we have to go to the program option. So yeah, this option particularly, and we have to go to the custom tool side and we have to give some commands. So this is particularly that we can open any exe or the any exe from there. So let me do something from the Arduino IDE itself. So I will try to configure to open the Arduino IDE from the custom tools, just for an example. So once we add it here and say, so once we add and once we say okay, then it will appear in the custom tool, and when we click on the custom tool it will open the particular ID or whatever the exe we have configured from there. So yeah, means we can have all the important tools of the files or the exe into this custom tools. So this is also pretty good feature provided. So another thing is which I found is multiple file project. So what exactly it do is, so Arduino is providing to share the different options of the file. So for example, if you go in the source folder, it is right now empty. So right now we have only the project 2, which is the single file project. So when we say multiple project files, it means that it will automatically convert all the files which are there into the individual files, and that can be shared to anyone. So instead of sharing the whole project, and another option is to share as a RSM file. So we can generate also the RSM file. So these are the different options to share it with the different people or to a different project team when we are working on. So let me check this box, and now let me compile this particular project. So once we compile it, it will generate. So now if you see, yeah, here it all the files, individual files are getting generated. So single file which we can share to different project teams to get it incorporated into their projects. So these are the different options basically for the file sharing part. So another feature which I found is the definition of macro. So we have different options for function block, but one more feature which I found is the macro, which are defined, can be defined in two languages, T or IL. And this particular macros are little different. So we just need to provide the parameters and whatever the code we write. So these parameters are having no data types basically. So we can just provide the parameter names and the description and write a particular code based on those parameters. So they will be getting referenced based on the parameter, on the connection, what how we do. So for example, right now I'm doing just a linear equation for y equal to mx plus c. So yeah, when I write this particular equation, and I'll save it, and when we try to get this particular macro to be used in another program, I can return a function also. So that those things can be done. So let me go to the main program, and here I can define how to use the macro. So we have to give the name of the macro, and then I guess it is not coming directly. So let me save it. So it has to be saved in order to get all those items. So now we get all the parameters, and yeah, we can provide the name to the parameters, all the variables what is defined in our main program, and the macro will work accordingly. So this is again, yeah, I'll define one more parameter. So this is again a good feature which is getting, and different one means definition of macro I have not seen in any of the PLC as of now. So which they are providing it here, and I think it will be useful. Maybe it will also on the consumption of memory part we need to check. It will, I think it will consume less memory than what other function blocks or functions are doing.